My name is Julia. I'm 39, and I never thought silence could sound so unfamiliar. My house was too clean, too still, until the day I realized it wasn't. The sunlight through the windows revealed it, a soft shimmer of dust, tiny constellations floating where no one had touched for weeks. That's when I called the agency. She arrived the next morning, 22, slight accent, dark hair tied in a low braid, wearing a simple blue uniform and a polite smile that made the room look less empty. "Good morning, Miss Hale," she said, voice careful but warm. "You can call me Julia," I replied, already feeling the age difference in the way she stood, uncertain but curious. Her name was Sophia. I offered her coffee, though she refused. "I'll start upstairs," she said. The sound of her footsteps softened the air. I worked at the dining table, but didn't really work. I listened, the rhythmic sound of sweeping, water running, the faint hum of a radio she must have brought with her. Each small sound fit into the house like it had been waiting for it. When she appeared in the doorway later, hair slightly loose, sleeves rolled, holding a bucket and that quiet smile again, she said, "You have beautiful light here." "Most people say it's too bright," I answered. "It feels alive," she said simply. Her words lingered longer than they should have. We spoke in passing, about her studies, her family, my work. Her tone was respectful, but her eyes had that rare kind of sincerity that made small talk feel like something else entirely. When she asked if she could open the windows for air, I nodded. The curtains lifted gently, the room breathed. By the time she finished, the house smelled like citrus and lavender. I walked her to the door, thanked her, but didn't want her to leave. "You work fast," I said. She laughed lightly. "I like when places feel better after." "So do I," murmured, though I wasn't talking about the house anymore. After she left, I stood in the same light she'd noticed, the kind that changes everything without you realizing it. The dust was gone, but something else hung in the air, something softer, unnamed, and quietly alive. She came again the following week. Same uniform, same calm smile. I told myself it was just routine, that I needed the help. But when she entered, the house changed temperature. Sophia moved through the rooms with quiet precision, humming softly. "You like music?" I asked from the doorway. "It helps me think," she said, wringing out a cloth. "You don't?" "I used to." "Then you should again." She was teasing, lightly, kindly. It made me smile in a way I hadn't in months. When she cleaned the living room, I stayed nearby under the pretense of reading. The smell of lemon polish and fresh linen filled the air. She opened a window, and the breeze caught her braid, loosening it until a few strands fell across her cheek. Without thinking, I said, "You missed a spot." She looked up, mock serious. "Where?" "Right there," I said, pointing vaguely toward nothing. She laughed, and it was the kind of sound that felt like it belonged here. Later, she found an old photo frame on a shelf. "Your family?" she asked gently. "My past," I replied. She nodded, thoughtful, setting it down carefully as though it were still fragile. When her work was done, she lingered a little longer than usual. "Everything feels lighter now," she said. "I think that's you," I answered before I could stop myself. She blushed faintly but didn't look away. For a moment, silence pressed between us, not uncomfortable, but full, like a held breath. Then she smiled, soft and real. "Next week? Same time?" "If you don't mind the same dust," I said. She shook her head. "Some things don't need cleaning." When she left, the door stayed open a little too long, letting sunlight spill across the floor. I stood there until the sound of her car faded, realizing it wasn't the dust I'd wanted gone. It was the loneliness she'd swept away without even meaning to.